Welcome. Oh, welcome everybody to Mr. Blobby and the Puzzle Crew. I'm Bob Rob. He's Mr. Blobby, and he's with Salacious Rum. What are we doing, Bob? What are we doing? Well, it's Saturday night. It's the night before NEC. We're traveling down early to meet with David World Toys. But we're gonna start off. We're gonna start off a puzzle. We're not quite ready to go to bed yet, so we'll stay up for a couple of hours, and we'll start a puzzle, shall we? I think we're gonna start off. We're gonna delve into some UK rock history with the Who. Look at that, and the mod symbol, the RAF roundel, and there's the boys draped in the jack. So this is what we're going to do. So we've got the old box set up. We're going to try things slightly differently rather than just throwing everything in. So that's it. That's literally it. We're going to have a very chilled stream. Let's see if that works. Oh, there we go. And if people want to join, I've put the link in the description. If anyone wants to join and have a chat about life in general, about Star Wars, about toys, about anything really, we are certainly up for some company. So by all means, jump on in. Mr. Gap, the General, is with us. He says, welcome to the #1 puzzle stream in the world. The #1 host, Salacious, Mr. Blobby, #MLA. Thank you, sir. Thank you, General. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Did I see you found a puzzle? Did I see you found a puzzle? If you want to come and build puzzles with Salacious, we would be honoured by your company. So feel free. Be good to have you. He says the King Puzzle Maker, the #1 puzzle stream, the #1 puzzle stream. There we go. And we're gonna have a little tour of the. We've got the Perv crew with us today. We've got a couple of new members of the Perv crew just turned up today. We've got Bootleg Rambo. I haven't got a name for this guy yet. But there's mini red pervy guy with a weird helmet. He's already quite popular. Mini red pervy guy. Let's move it out of the way. Right. By order of General Gap Attack, please hit the like button. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Are you going to? Yes, I am going to film some of it. Yeah, I will take my camera. I'll take my phone. I'm not going to take a camera or anything. I'll just take my phone. And I will take. I don't know if I'm going to take Salacious. I might take Suspicious Ron. I'll take one of the monkeys is with me, and we'll do a little bit of filming for sure. Chip, good to see you, my man. Feel like I haven't hung out with you for ages, Chip. Hope you're doing all right. If you want to come and hang out, if you're not doing anything, then please jump on and shoot the breeze. Do some Millennium Falcon building or whatever. It's up to you. If you're free. If you're not, don't worry. It'd be good to have a chat. I'm gonna do a new technique today. I'm literally only gonna. This is the bag of all the pieces. I'm literally just gonna take out the perimeter pieces before we get to the color striations. I'm gonna see if this helps. So this is 450 pieces, no, 500 pieces. So this is a step up, and the pieces are tiny. So this is going to be a hard one, I think. This is going to be tricky, to say the least. Although there you go, I got my first piece in already. Dragon Buddy, how's it going, dude? Hello there. Hello, sir. One of the Blobby brothers, Mr. Dragon Buddy. How you doing? Welcome, sir. If you want to come and hang out with Salacious and myself, you're more than welcome to. I might try this actually. Let's move that out the way. Let's try this one instead. That's a little bit higher. That's better. That one's better. There we go. That one's better. Let's do that one instead. That's better. That's much better. That's perfect, in fact, isn't it? There we go. Get a good view of what's going on now. So how's it going, dude? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yes, it's the NEC tomorrow. So David World Toys is stalling up, and he's invited me down. So I'm heading down there. He's going to be there for 7 in the morning. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it for 7, but I'm going to try and get down as early as I can because I need to get back for Lego Studs at 3. It finishes at 3, but I'm going to try and come back for Lego Studs. Hopefully, I come back with some goods. Some goods would be good. Some goods would be good. So we'll see. We'll see what can be found. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna try and limit myself. It's easy to get carried away at the NEC. It's very easy to get carried away because it's massive, and they literally have something of everything. They literally have something of everything. That's not that. So there's a few grail pieces I'm always on the lookout for. Is this puzzle a rivalry? Is Cat streaming? She's not, is she? Is she? She was streaming last night. She's streaming now. Let's have a look. Is she streaming now? She is. Right. Well, never mind. It's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We're going head to head. So it's a puzzle off. Palps, say hello, sir. Hello to you, sir. Good to see you again. We had a good stream earlier on today. It was a lot of fun. Palps kept pulling out toys, pulling out his wares. Tell you what, it's got a right old model collection of the old Palps. Very, very impressive. Very impressive indeed. And an artist as well to boot. And an artist to boot. Not to be sniffed at. I'll tell you what, some good skills there on the old Palps front. Very impressed. This is going to be hard. I can already tell this is going to be hard. There's a lot of white areas in this where it's just literally white pieces. Dragon Buddy Duffster. How you doing, sir? Good old Duffy's here. How you doing? Mr. Jonathan is here as well. Evening all. Mr. B, welcome. Good to see everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Palps is very creative. Very, very, very good. More talent than Bob will ever have. And he kept literally pulling things out. I was like, oh, what next? What next? Which was cool. Totally cool. I got another piece. Does that fit? Not quite. Not quite. It's on the bottom row though. So yeah, so I've got a few there's always some grail pieces that I'm on the lookout for in each line, really. You kind of have to go line by line, toy line by toy line, because I collect most of the main lines. So yes, there's a few things. I don't know if everyone remembers the original Kenner Alien that came out in like 79, 80. It's a big like 18-inch xenomorph that they brought out, and then they banned it pretty quickly because it was scaring kids. That's one of my grail items, and I have seen them there at the NEC Toy Fair before. So that's on the list. Here's David World Toys. So that's on the list. One of the big xenomorphs. Hey, David, I was just talking about NEC Toy Fair. So David's stalling up and has kindly invited me down. I have been to the NEC many times. I used to be a regular, actually, to be honest, and I haven't been for a couple of years. So I'm looking forward to going. I've got a bit of a dodgy knee, so I'm not going to be as quick around as I used to be. I've got a bit of a dodgy knee, unfortunately, so I'm going to take it easy. But it's massive. I mean, I don't know how many. It's in a big hall, one of the big exhibition halls at the NEC. There's a big coffee house at the back, which is good because I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be running around all day. I need to sit and have a break and chillax. I don't know. Maybe it's like 10 to 15 stalls wide by 10 to 15 deep. It's a big old show, so there's plenty there. There's your traditional tin toys, your die-cast toys, train toy, the old school boys with their train tracks. There's sort of geeky, stalls with pops and that kind of stuff. And then there's just pure action figures. And then there's people that sell a bit of everything, that do the old reselling. Some of the stores are represented. I know Vectis, like the auction house, sometimes have a stall there. There's a whole variety of stuff. So, and it's quite cool. I like the fact that when you go hunting around those toy fairs, a lot of the sellers have their like cheap bins on the bottom and their loose figures, and you can rummage around in the cheap bins. But then they also have the big stuff up on the shelves. So when I tend to go now to like these toy fairs, I tend to go like with a little bit of a game plan, like you want to try and, for me anyway, it's about finding rarer stuff that's harder to get. It's maybe a little bit more pricey. Sort of, kind of your grail item stuff really. So there's still like if you go line by line, there's still things I haven't got, like Star Wars wise. I'm still after a Yoda, a Dagobah set. I'm still after a Palatoid Death Star. I'm still after the Hoth playset. And then the figures, I'm still missing a few key figures. Blue Snaggletooth. I've got the Amana Man. I'm actually missing an Imperial Dignitary. He's not rare. Maybe like 70, 80 quid figure. 60, 70, something like that. I desperately want one of those Kenner aliens. Like, yeah, the 12-inch. There's a big one. They often miss the dome. That's a grail item for sure. What else am I after? So in Mask, I'm after a Boulder Hill, and I'm after a Rhino. There's a couple of smaller ones. What else? Yeah, it's like my mind's blanking a little bit. Maybe some. If I see like a Centurion, like a complete Centurion, maybe something like that. I quite like some. I'm into a lot of lines really. There's a lot of lines I collect for, so yeah. So it should be good, and I think there's quite a lot of people going this time around. So there'll be plenty of faces, recognizable faces, people to say hello to. People won't recognize me, but I will have Salacious with me. So people do recognize Salacious. Salacious tends to get attention. So when Salacious has been out before, it's Echo and Star Wars Celebration. A lot of people seem to recognize Salacious, so that's good. So he always enjoys chatting to people, and it's a bit of a hassle, if I'm honest, carrying Salacious around because he's a bit awkward. I have got this baby carry thing for him that I wrap around my shoulders, but obviously when you're filming and also you're hunting, it can get a bit annoying. So I might if Mr. David allows it, because he's stalling out, if he's kind enough to let me put a bag behind his stool for a little bit, and so I can go out doing a bit of a shop. I'll definitely take advantage of that if that's possible, or use a locker somewhere, an NEC. I don't know if they have them actually, but it's obviously better when you're hunting to not have to lug loads of stuff around. But I'm looking forward to seeing people. Connor messaged me because he's come down from Dublin and he's staying in a Premier Inn tonight at the NEC with Cy, and he asked if I wanted to go and stay over there and go out for some beers for them. But in honesty, it's about a 45-minute journey for me to the NEC, and I couldn't really justify staying in a hotel tonight. It's a bit of an expense I can't really afford. This is a bad month. There's a lot of bills going out this month, and so unfortunately I'm missing out on hanging out with them tonight. But I couldn't really drive down and have a beer and then drive back. I couldn't risk that. So I'll see him tomorrow. I think there's a lot of people traveling down tomorrow. So he says, "Yes, you can." Thank you, David. That's great. That's great. That's really cool, man. I really appreciate that. So that's awesome. I bet Bob doesn't even get to talk to any girls with Salacious around. Salacious Salacious does is the crowd pleaser for sure. People like Salacious. Salacious gets a lot of pats on the head and stuff like that. People like coming and touching Salacious, and he loves it. So he'll be in his element tomorrow. So that's cool. Thank you ever so much. I've got a swag thing for you. I've got a little swag thing for you, Mr. David. Thank you for inviting me. So I always bring some swag with me to these events to hand out to people. So if anyone sees me, make sure you come up to me and say, "Where's the Salacious swag?" And I've got some little packs with stickers and magnets, and there's some Salacious autograph pictures and stuff. So we always try to hand stuff out when we go to these events. So should be cool. Should be cool. I'm not gonna stay. It's on till 3, but I'm gonna try and go as early as I can. David is going there for 7. I don't know if I can make 7. Maybe 8 or half 8 or 9 at the latest. And then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna leave just after lunch, I think. Have some coffee and some lunch maybe there, and then come back maybe at 1 o'clock, something like that. Because I do want to run Lego studs tomorrow. So we have got that scheduled, and I do want to keep that commitment. Hopefully I'll have a few bits and bobs to show people. I'm not going to go crazy this year, like I say, because seems to be one hell of a month for bills. There seems to be a lot of bills going on this month. So yeah, I'm gonna budget, and it's Echo next week as well. It's Echo next Saturday again, which David is stalling out. So I'll be seeing David. I think it's next week or the week after. So looking forward to that. I've never seen David at one of these events. So I know he stalled it out. I've got a feeling I have walked past his stalls before, but we've never actually met in person. So it'll be good meeting David. Jumpy's going as well. He's getting some Zeds. Yeah, I'm not going to stay up too late. I'm going to do maybe an hour, and then I'm going to bed. But it'd be nice meeting Jumpy. I don't think we've met, have we? I don't think so. So make sure you come and find me, Jumpy. Rawzaf's going as well. Blobby and Carbonite. Oh my god! If you missed the model stream earlier, check it out, because Palps was on an absolute mission. He was pulling out all kinds of stuff, and he has this thing where he uses clay to make carbonite models. I don't know how he does it, but he was pulling out stuff that he was making, and we were all like, "What is this?" Well, I was. So we're going to see Blobby and Carbonite is going to be a thing by the sounds of it. So that's going to be cool. Can't wait to see that. All right, look at all these white pieces I've pulled out. This is typical. So far, I've only got 2. This is what I'm building. I'm building the Who. And so far, all I'm pulling out is bloody white pieces. This is typical. I've got 2 pieces connected. What an absolute nightmare. I better try connecting some of these pieces up. My God. These are all perimeter pieces, so I've got to connect somehow. What a nightmare. That's got to be down there. Well, let's just keep going. What an absolute nightmare. Whenever I need to make a list, I think, of stuff. It's mostly vintage. I always was vintage collector. It's only in recent years I picked up some modern stuff. But yeah, when I go to these toy fairs, it really is about the vintage. It's about what vintage bits you can pick up. And there's things you've never seen before, you know? You do come across, there's people stalling out, there's stuff that you've never seen before, and you're like, oh, that's interesting, didn't know that existed. So that's always cool when you see something else. Action Force, there you go. There's one line where there's quite a few pieces, Action Force pieces, that I'm looking for. I want to complete the whole SAS line. So I've got some of the figures. I want the SAS Jeep, and there's also an SAS canoe. I can't remember what it's called. A real grail item is the Robo Skull, but that's 400 or 500 quid. So I can't see myself pulling the trigger on one of those. I mean, if one of those comes up anyway, it'll go really quickly. People will be grabbing one of those because they are a lot of people's grail items. But Robo Skull, oh yeah, I've got another piece. A Robo Skull's up there. But anything Action Force, really. Anything Action Force is what I'll be on the lookout for. Yeah, next Saturday it's Echo Base, so that's going to be cool. See you tomorrow, David. I think David's getting some sleep. He's going to be up early, so see you tomorrow, David. See you bright and early. I'm only staying up for an hour, and then I'm going to hit the sack as well. So, I've got another piece. Will I go in there? No. Another blue piece, though. This is going to be hard. More white pieces. Need a technique with these white pieces. Think if I can put the bottom run together. He-Man. I've talked Masters. I've got a vintage Grey Skull, and I've got quite a lot of the figures. I am after a vintage Snake Mountain, so that's on my list. I was thinking about getting the Origins one, but I'd rather, because I've got the Origins Eternia coming. I think I'm gonna have the new Eternia with the old Grey Skull to one side, and then I want an old Snake Mountain to the right. So you got a bit of new and a bit of old, and I'm going to blend them together. So I don't think I'm going to get the new Snake Mountain. I want to get an old one. I don't mind getting a battered one either, where you can get the pieces later. So I'm not bothered about that. There's some weird things that I want to collect that I remember from the 80s. I love 80s stuff. Micro Machines. I want to get some Micro Machines. I remember Micro Machines as a kid. I'm like, I like a collection of Micro Machines. So I haven't got any. So that's something I'm going to look out for. I know some of you might find that odd, but I quite like. I kind of want a Micro Machines collection. Oh, there we go. I've got some more. I've got another piece on the bottom. So I want a Micro Machines collection for sure. That's on my list. Because I like minifigs. So I don't know if any of you like. I like mini wrestlers. I like what are the little Japanese mussels? I like collecting mussels and mini boglins and monsters in my pocket. I like collecting minifigs. I think they're quite fun. But yeah, I like minifigs, micro machines. I love bootleg figures, as you've probably seen if you watch my shorts. So I love like Galaxy Warriors and Galaxy Fighters. I just got this bootleg Rambo. That's a line I want to collect. The Rambo figures. I don't have any of the actual Rambo figures. I've got my Karate Kid playset, but there is some Karate Kid stuff I'm missing. So that's another line that I'm looking for. The vintage Karate Kid stuff. Mr. Beam and a guy who runs Comic-Con in Rhode Island. Wow, I bet that's a big one. That sounds cool. Palps has a couple of the Star Trek micro machines. Nice. Yeah. I think as a kid, I had a set of the Star. I might still have them somewhere buried deep. I remember I had a Star Trek set. I'm pretty sure I had one that had. It might have been a Next Generation, or no, I think it was a movie set because I think it had the Klingon Bird of Prey. That was it. I had a movie set because I had Excelsior, and I had is the Excelsior, isn't it? I keep saying the Excelsior. Yeah, is it the Excelsior? Yeah, the one from Star Trek 3. I had the Excelsior, I had a Bird of Prey, and I had an Enterprise. I think that might have been a free pack. I'm pretty sure I had those as a kid. So, hey, Millennium Workshop, welcome. How you doing, sir? This is a bit of a different stream to MoNKey-LiZaRD Hangout. Millennium is coming on MoNKey-LiZaRD Hangout on the 30th of October. So Salacious is going to interview him. If any of you are not following Millennium Workshop, go and do so because he looks like a crazy prop builder. So it was Rebels and Reptiles and Games that introduced us. So looking forward to getting to know Millennium. Go and check him out, and go and check him out on go and have a look at his Instagram. And he's another talented boy. We've got some right talent in this community. It really is, really is awesome to be part of. Pod Racing Palpatine earlier today was blowing us away. Like he was showing us artwork, he was showing us models, he was showing us all kinds of stuff. And Scratchy was showing off his Scratch builds. He's a right character. And Darth Muzzer, of course, another talented model builder. So we've got some good talents in this community. Duster Dioramas, Mr. B's a customizer. So we got there's something for everyone in this community. I can tell you that. Where is that then? That looks like it's actually. I need to move this Nissan out of the way. I've got this Lego Skyline that I built recently. It's just in the way of the bottom of my. Let's put it there so I can see. For those of you that want to know what I'm doing, we do a puzzle every week. This is going to take me longer than a week, but I love my UK music. Bit of a mod at heart, so I love the Who. So this is something I've started on today. I'm not gonna. There's no way I'm going to finish this today. But we'll give a good. We'll make a good account of ourselves. Where's that piece from then? That's got to be the bottom. I reckon. Is that down there? Feels like it's a round piece. That's it there, I think. That's it there. And then that must be, I reckon, not quite. I reckon that's down there. It's down there somewhere anyway. We'll find it. We'll find it. People are saying hello to Millennium. Yeah, but thought you'd found a puzzle today. I thought you were joining me to do some puzzle building. Have you bottled out of it? I'm sure you found a puzzle. Getting tons of compliments on your Sabine helmet, Rex. Yeah, God, yeah. Go and check out Millennium's helmet. That looks amazing. Right. I am drinking. What am I drinking? It's just still water, but I'm still on these little sachet things that Ghost sent me from Colorado. He sent me hundreds of these sachet drinks. I don't think they're that good for you, but I'm bloody addicted to them. I think I've run out of coffee, so. All right. Okay, let's keep going. Let me know in the chat, what are your grail items? Interested to know what people are collecting. Has anyone got any grail items? You often get inspired by other people's choices, so what are people after? What's on your list? Anyone got anything they want to mention? Trying to think what other lines. If you go through the lines in chronological, okay. So I do collect. I have got some of the original Star Trek figures. I'm always on the lookout for those from the motion picture. I've got a couple carded. There's a couple hard to get on that one. Star Wars, there's tons of Star Wars stuff. There's always Star Wars stuff you can get. Motu, yeah, Motu really is Grayskull. I tell you the other thing on Motu I would like, and that's there's like this skull. There's this I can't remember what it's called. It's like the skeleton of like a dragon, and it's a bit like the Chewbacca bandolier. You can put figures on it, like a troop transporter or something. I forget what it's called, but there's it's like a dragon skeleton for Motu. I want one of those. I can't remember what it's called. I always wanted one of those as a kid and never managed to get one. I've seen them about, but often incomplete. I can't remember what that's called. Someone will know. Transformer wise, I love my G1s, and I don't think there's plenty of G1s that I haven't got. So there's always some G1s on the list. I haven't got a G1 Megatron, but getting a good one of those can be difficult. But that's on my list. A good G1, a good G1 Megatron is definitely on my list. So big, so big, Greedo. How you doing, dude? How you doing? Garbage Pail Kids, yeah. I do collect those. So I have got a set of Garbage Pail Kids. I went to a car boot sale once. Maybe it's probably 10 years ago. I was at this car boot sale and I went up to this stall and there was a big stack. There was a big stack of Garbage Pail Kids. And I said to the guy, how much do you want for those? He goes, 50p? And they were vintage. I can't remember what series they were. I was like, yeah. So I took them. So since then, I have picked up a few different like collections. So I've probably got a good stack of them, but I haven't checked to see what series they are. I know they kept going for a long time. I'm pretty sure I've got a poster. I think posters came. You used to get a fold out posters, didn't you, with them? I'm pretty sure I've got a poster. I tell you, this might sound weird, but if I see a good Cabbage Patch Kid, I might pick up a Cabbage Patch Kid. I love stuff from the 80s. Did anyone see I got a Mr. Frosty? Does anyone remember Mr. Frosty? I got a Mr. Frosty recently because I always wanted one of those as a kid, and I always imagined them to be like slush puppies, and so I picked up a Mr. Frosty. I want one of those. Speaking of 80s things, I'd like a speakeasy. They were in ET, weren't they? The red ones. I'd like a speakeasy, and I'd like you remember Etch-a-Sketch? I'd like an Etch-a-Sketch. Remember the Etch-a-Sketches? And you have the two. You have excuse the language. You have the two knobs, and you have to turn you have to turn them, and they draw straight lines. Do you remember the Etch-a-Sketches? That's on my list. Hey, Lowbot, how's it going, dude? Nobody goes lower than Lowboy. Ricardo, good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Etch-a-Sketch, that's on the list. Gap says £1.85 lot of 10.95 Star Trek figures. Wow. Hits got, I think he says got. I love the Playmate Star Trek figures. I have got some of the Next Generation ones. I think I've got some of the ones from when I was a kid, actually. And I remember buying them and not knowing whether I should take them off the card or not. So I took them off the card, and then a few years later, I felt bad, and I sellotaped them back on. So I've got a set of messed up cards somewhere with tape all over them. I did a bodge job. I've got those in a box somewhere. But yeah, I love the Playmate stuff. I was well into Star Trek during the Next Generation. I was into the movies and I was into the Next Generation. I absolutely loved Star Trek. I was a proper geek on that. I collected the VHSs. I've got the VHSs as well. I was after an IDW style Devastator. Yeah, Devastator would be good. I think I've got, so my G1 collection. I'm actually missing an Optimus Prime. I need a decent Optimus Prime. I've got Ultra Magnus. I've got Galvatron. I've got, what else have I got? I've got quite a few good ones, but I am missing a couple of the key characters. I've got Optimus Prime's trailer for some reason. What else have I? Oh, I've got most of the planes as well. Like I've got a really clean Jetfire, and yeah, most of the Decepticon planes. Devastator gun. I've got the Dinobots. I collected the Dinobots. Got a clean example, complete versions of the Dinobots. GoBots. I love GoBots. Love GoBots. I've got the GoBot Command Center. I love GoBots. So I've got a Super GoBot Cyclone. I'd like a Super GoBot Leader 1. Because I've got a regular size one, but I like a super sized one. There's so many stuff, isn't there? There's so much stuff. I mean, you know, so much stuff. G1 Megatron, yeah, can be expected because it's an awkward toy, isn't it? You know, it's a really awkward toy. The robot mode's really awkward. They used to break quite a lot because there's a few different pieces that they're hard to get complete. It's a bit of a messy toy, that one, really. Loved Etch-a-Sketch. Yeah, I want an Etch-a-Sketch, man. Definitely want an Etch-a-Sketch. The Etch-a-Sketch animator was my jam. Yeah, do you remember? Just little things like that. Ricardo's doing well. I collect video games and consoles as well. I don't know if people know that, but I actually started out collecting video games. So I've got quite a lot of consoles. I'm a big fan of things like Game & Watches and like some of the old Tyco games. So I'm always on the lookout for things like that. Nintendo Game & Watches are pretty popular. I like finding things like Tamagotchis. You get an original Tamagotchi now. Some of them are worth quite a bit of money. So I'm always on the lookout for Tamagotchis, or I just love old vintage toys, really. Walmart sells. Are they still going? Wow, are they still going? Credo does boob pictures. Not surprised. Not surprised. I bet they're good boobs as well. I bet Greedo does good boob. We're pro boob, so we're 100% pro boob. So, well, no problem there. Well, to be honest, if you're we'd probably draw. If you're drawing boobs, we're probably more likely to draw. We'd draw. I'll be honest. We'd probably draw cock and balls. Is what we probably would. So, you know, probably not a surprise there, but yeah, that's where we'd go probably. Gap. Is that Gap? Is that Gap? Gap, are you trying to join us? Let me know if that is you in the chat. Let me know if it's you or if it's an imposter. I would before I add you in. Is that you, Gap? Let me know in the chat, Gap. Is that you trying to join? I have to double check because I had a few people. I was a private chat there. Is that you, Gap? Let me know in the regular chat. Let me know in the regular chat whether that's you or not. Because I have had a few people try to blag me. Ricardo, 2 grail items would be the B. Do you know? That's funny you should say that. The B wing is one of mine as well. Actually, I don't have a B wing. I have got a Republic gunship. The dragon face. You want the dragon face? Yeah. I've got a few. I've got a couple of. I've got a few. I have got quite a lot of Clone Wars vehicles. So, but yeah, the gunship's beautiful. The gunships are beautiful things for sure. But B wing, yeah, that's on my list. That's definitely on my list too. What's the super side? What? Gap, was that you? Was that you trying to come in? Okay, fine. It's me. Okay, cool. There you go, Gap. I wasn't. Gappy, how you doing? General.
Blah 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 blah. How dare you not know blah blah Blobby that I scratch your balls, Blobby. Hello, everybody.
I just have to be careful because
who else knows about scratching your balls?
Well, that's true. That's why I instantly added you. It's like no one else would say scratch your balls. So,
or have you used the loo in the hotel all the way lately?
There you go. See, that's like our passcode, basically. Like,
and then now,
you know.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to change it to like scratch your scrotum or something.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get imaginative now. Yeah, but some guy, some little kid.
Yes, I remember that.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And he was pretending to be someone. I was like, this cheeky little bugger. It's like I can't remember who he was pretending to be, but he changed his avatar, he changed his name and everything. It's like, well, this crafty little bugger.
Yeah, I'm actually building a puzzle, but I don't have the equipment to show it.
Oh, no worries.
But I didn't want to leave you out there by yourself. But it's a Japanese puzzle.
Nice.
So like I'm waiting for Blobby to come in, but check this out. This Chinese-Japanese puzzle is made with like light wood. Instead of the cardboard the puzzle's made out of, it's got another layer of wood on it. And I'm doing the Stargate one now, and of course it takes like 2 or 3 weeks from that side of the world to get over here. But it's broken up into sections like A, B, C, D. And so I'm putting the puzzle together backwards with the letter D and matching all the letter Ds because they all go one way. I'm not actually looking at the post. I know.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I know. They're like, yes, Mr. Gap, would you like to put a difficult puzzle together? We send it to you.
Well, you're taking it on. You take it. I'm struggling with this one. There's a lot of white pieces in this one. It's like, I might have pulled up. I might have I'm trying to find the term now. I might have over exaggerated my skill ability with this one.
Yeah, but you know what? With this Chinese-Japanese puzzle, what I did was, even though it had the letters, like a block of A's and a block of B's and a block of C's, even without that, when it's all one color and the color striation is a little hard to detect without the proper striation machine,
Yeah.
that you can put all the similar, if it's a similar color, put all the similar pieces going the same way. The ones with the two little buttons on the end that go left and right, and then the ones that go up and down, and put them all together in a groups with the same color, you know, where it looks like it's going up and down, and then just do one at a time. That's how I've been plugging, you know, my Japanese puzzle together.
Holy shit. Holy shit. This is why he's the general. Not only is he just reminding me about the theory of color striations, but now he's thrown in his own theories into the law. This is this is about to get serious, folks.
It's called the shapes of destiny.
Shapes of destiny. Yes. Yes. Where have you been all my life?
I know.
Jesus.
But yeah, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't get on many streams at all, but I've got to get something where I can mount my phone, because that's what I use most of the time, where I can put it where you can see me doing the puzzle.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know what it's called, and I don't know, you know.
Well, what do you use as a camera? Your phone?
Yeah. Because
yeah.
I don't have a mic or a camera or anything.
Yeah, you just need a mini tripod, don't you? Really, just like a little.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, or one of those gorilla grips.
Gorilla grips. Oh my God, that reminds me of that African girl who put Gorilla Glue in her hair.
What? What?
You didn't hear that? This
No.
African American girl. She wanted to see if it would be a good hair conditioner, so she put Gorilla Glue in her hair.
Oh,
got all messed. She had to go to the hospital. Can you imagine going to the hospital? Well, how in the hell did this happen? Well, I just thought I'd rinse my hair with Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, no, I could have advised her about that one. No,
but
not a good idea.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't even verified my YouTube thing. A lot of people have been getting me to go and stream, but I take my hat off to you, because you're one of the ones I watch the most. And then I watch this news thing every night at 9 o'clock, called Joe King, and they roast the news around the globe.
Cool. Oh, cool.
And you know, it's really hot hitting issues, but they make fun of it, you know.
Satire, yeah, a bit of satire.
Yeah. So, you know, they don't call it the coof, they call it potato chips. You know, have you gotten your potato chips yet?
Oh, right. Oh, dear.
Has the crisp burnt you yet? But but you know, I've been having a lot of people saying, you know, you should get on there, but it's a lot of work. You guys, oh my gosh, I take my hat off to you, because it's a lot of work and it's a commitment. It's a, you know,
if anything, Gap, I think I've proven that it requires no talent whatsoever.
You are so damn talented. My mom, listen, if my mom was close where I could get her, she'd come and say this, because she said it to me. She's like, who is that English sexy man's voice? And I said, oh God, I don't know if I could ever tell him that, because he's going to be after you. He's already got the port of Santa Maria.
You know,
but my mom likes you, and you know what, you are talented. You know, your music and your songs, you know.
What's your mother's name?
Kelly.
Salacious. Kelly. Let's move this out of the way. You got him going. You know Salacious is like. He doesn't need a second invitation. Kelly, I want you to join my harem of special lady friends.
She said, did you want to join one of the other romantic languages, because she's French?
J'adore le français. Je t'aime, Kelly.
Oh, she said what? She said, I don't think you could take it. She'll roll your croissant and it'll never be the same.
Salacious loves a good pan au chocolat, so
yeah. But you know what? You are talented.
Oh, shut up! Honestly, God,
listen,
really
listen, no.
get out of it.
You know, if I could do the British accent, believe me, I would. Shut up. You are. Because,
carry on.
You know, because I listen to your Spotify stuff, and you know, and then you're like, "Hello, this is Salacious Rum." It just, you know, I mean, geez,
stop it, for God's sake!
It's such a damn sexy voice. And I was thinking earlier today after the model build that, you know, he should release those on Apple iTunes or something, you know, like, yeah, come on, baby, come on, let Salacious get your rum bum. Yeah, let Salacious jump on that bum, and I'll give you a sip of some rum.
Oh, you're too much. You're too much. Now here's somebody in the community that's got a real sex appeal, Shanti. So Shanti and a punnet of strawberries. That's what you need. So there you go.
Did you see that, Bob? Is rum cheating on my mom?
Who said that?
Shanti.
Shanti said that. Santa Maria. Salacious is a bit of a, as we know, Salacious is a bit of a slag, really. I mean, he puts it about a bit, Salacious. So, but welcome, Shanti. Hope you're doing well.
Yes, Shanti.
Dropping by. Millennium Workshop says, "Is this a dating stream now?" Look, you kind of expect the unexpected on a Salacious, on any Salacious stream. So we cover all aspects of life, don't we? Don't we, General?
Yes, we do. We're inclusivism with everyone.
We're very pro inclusivism. So and Salacious is very pro thespian. Greedo says,
"What are you saying,
Salacious?" He does know.
No
Greedo, there's another one. There's another one with a form of sex appeal. A form of sex appeal. It's kind of more like I would say Greedo's sex appeal is more like you got drunk in the bar and you've gone home with the local bike. And you wake up in the morning and you look over and you go, "What have I done?"
There's an axe.
It seems good at the time.
There's an axe next to your nightstand in the bed and an action figure.
Yeah, I love Greedo. I love it. Yeah, that's right, Shanti. There's more like a fart appeal. That you got the words there that I can muster. So, but in a good way. I love Greedo.
Yeah, you know, I've never met anybody that, you know, I don't go swinging, but, you know, I mean, if it's that big and swollen and sticky, you can't pass that up.
Exactly. It's so big. Greedo's videos, I don't think he's made one that I haven't laughed at. I mean, he is hilarious.
The one you were in was hilarious, and then the last one where I can't remember if it's a Sith or whatever that comes in, and Greedo's in the bed with a bottle of something, you know, liquor, and he pulls down the sheets.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
He did one the other day where the stormtroopers are like taking the piss out of Kylo Ren, and one of them farts on Kylo, and that's just love it, absolutely love it.
No swinging. No one can have Josh but me.
Well, yeah, you're kind of a bit late to the party, Shanti, to be honest. I mean,
we've already all had them.
We've all been there.
You get sloppy fists.
That's right. We've all seen it. I mean, you know.
But yeah, it's you are talented. But yeah, see all the pieces on the top. Let's see, screen. left, how you got those going towards the Who puzzle, all those same types. That's what I did with the Japanese puzzle, because I mean, you know, so what, they gave me a little poster with it, but you know, it doesn't help.
No. No.
It doesn't do anything. But
No.
yeah, I got those Playmate it's from the movies, you know. It's got Admiral Picard and Spock and Uhura, you know, from all different 6 movies.
Oh, cool.
And it's a run of 10, and I could not believe it, because I stayed up for it the other night, and I was like, damn, some bitch bid on it, and I'm like, damn. And so I went in, and then it ended up being $1.85 each. So I'm so excited.
That's good.
But
yeah, that's good value. That's really good value. Oh, look what came in, people. By the way, you may or may not recall this. This came in the post today. Look.
The Bible.
Yeah. The Blobby Hell comic has turned up. Look at this thing. And I tell you what, there's stickers and all kinds of stuff in here. This thing's crazy. This thing's crazy looking. Look at that artwork.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is like, I don't know, like it's like, I don't know, like it feels like it should be in a, it should be on a pile of, like it should be resting on a Ouija board or something. It feels like possessed. I don't know. There's something like, even like all the stickers and everything are all kind of like, you know, I don't know. Anyway,
you're okay. I mean, I will not touch a Ouija board at all.
No. Did you ever do one as a kid? Did you ever?
I was around a bunch of the neighborhood kids that were going to do it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I don't know. There's some things you just don't mess around with, and a Ouija board isn't. But Jeff left mushroom marks all over Greedo's bed.
Oh my word. Yeah, there's some old woods on the back of the estate where we used to live, and an old farmhouse, and you know, we used to go up there like at night and like play around like in the dark and like try to scare each other and you know, mess around in the woods with our girlfriends and our little group and our boyfriends and our.
Well, how do you know who you were getting in the dark?
Well, you didn't sometimes, yeah. I mean, that's part of living in the Shire. I mean, the chances of it being one of your cousins was pretty high.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've all, us Shire folk, we've all got, you know, we've got hairy hands and hairy fingers and big brows and you know, the inbreeding that goes on here in the Shires has been going on for centuries. So it's amazing any of us can actually talk.
Yeah, my mom was like, you know, she's like, that's the 4th puzzle you've gotten from Amazon. And she said, who are you watching on YouTube to influence you? You know, because now I'm into the well, I used to do puzzles all the time. But since I saw you guys do it, you know.
Wow, that reminds me. So, I collected puzzles, but I can't say I've got a stack of vintage ones in one of my lockups. I collected at boot sales years ago, which I will eventually come out, but I can't recall ever really sitting down and doing them. So it's quite therapeutic. But I've got, this can't carry on. This isn't sustainable. But everyone I've done, I keep framing, and I'm getting like a frame to match. So
nice.
Quite a nice orange frame.
Nice.
And I've glued that in. Like, it's pretty good. Quite pleased
with
that.
Do you ever go and check your lockups?
I haven't. I need to go because I've now filled up the flat again with boxes, so I do need to go and do another run. But yeah, one day when I eventually move, it'll all come out. And then check this one out. You'll like this one. This one's crazy. Finding a frame for this one was hard, but
oh, nice. That is nice.
I never actually built this one because it came already built, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to. So, and this is a glow in the dark one as well.
Hey, that's cool.
So yeah, I'm imagining I'm gonna have to have like a big, maybe up a stairwell or something, like a big, like a white stairwell with all these different multicolored frames and puzzles. I've got no room to put up where I'm currently living.
Can you hold on? Can you hold on a second? I've got a Greedo has a reminded me of something in the chat I need to do.
You go for a.
Look, is that good enough, Greedo?
What was that? I thought you were doing a Transformer sound.
It says, "Gap, I need a fluff right now. Earn your keep."
Honest to God. Honest to God. Crazy 8, this is the Who. One of my passions is music. When I used to do quite a bit of DJing back in the day, mostly electronic music, but I do love a good band, especially all the old British bands, the old mods. So yeah, I got a few music-based puzzles to do. This is another one I was thinking of doing tonight, but this one's going to be hard. And that's this Pink Floyd cover of The Division Bell, which is a beautiful record. Have you ever listened to this record?
Yes, yes.
Such a beautiful record. So, but yeah, this Who one sounded like a good idea, but every piece I'm pulling out at the moment is bloody. Every piece I'm pulling out at the moment is white. So this could be a long running puzzle. This. So, but good to see you, Crazy. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Grotesque.
Do you remember the group that was called Electronic?
No, no.
Or the beloved.
Yes, the Beloved. Yeah, I love.
I love them.
One,
and Olive.
Yes, no, I remember Olive. Yeah, did some trance stuff back in the day. Did they do like "You're Not Alone"? You're not alone.
No. Yep.
The Beloved did a beautiful record. They're an English group. They did a beautiful record. The video is you'll never forget the video because they're all naked. It's like a load of girls. There's a man, the lead singer, and then a load of girls naked, all sat around, and it's what's it called? It's We Come Together Right Now. Oh, in sweet harmony, we come together.
I have the CD.
Now. That's a beautiful record. Really nice record.
It is. And I used to be a manager at a record store, and I used to bring a lot of imports in, and they were one of them. And I used to bug the radio stations to play it over here, and they finally did. And we sold a whole bunch of them, you know.
Yeah, really, really well made record that is. You know, I'm a big fan of that. Shanti I knew you would. She said I would mess with a Ouija board as long as I take the proper precautions. But what are the proper precautions? What are you going to do? Wear a condom? I mean, what are the precautions? What can you do? I don't know. What can you do?
She's going to release Blobby from Hell Spirit.
Yeah. I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you. Yeah, I love Pink Floyd. Yeah, what are the precautions? Shanti, you're going to have to let us know what the precautions are. I do not know what they could be. Yes, I thought I did think that you would be that would be up your street, Shanti. A bit of witchcraft. For sure.
But you were asking earlier. I mean, I collect a lot of stuff that you guys collect, but
Grail items, yeah. What are your Grail items?
It costs $10,000, and
wow.
I would like the Cylon from Battlestar Galactica.
Wow, those things! What a design! They are so cool looking.
And
with the flashing light going across it, and
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
The visor.
The visor.
And I like Space 1999 a lot. I remember I used to bug my mom for that for Christmas, and she said, "You will never get that for Christmas." And guess what? The walkie-talkies, the communication things that they use, the comm locks they used in the show, I ended up getting that. And then I got that huge ship. Tinfoil hat and diapers, are those precautions? White candles need to be lit when you use the board to ward off anything evil, and when you're done using it, you need to keep the triangular piece away from the board, or you leave the portal open. Okay.
I missed the reference. Then this must be off a film or something. It's one I missed then. Do you know what this is off? This is off a film or some media. I don't. That one over my head, totally, Shanti. I'm sorry. You'll have to let us know. Come on, bit of a sympathy, Shag. Come on, you don't know.
But right now, I'm into collecting record albums.
Do you collect vinyl or CDs or
vinyl? Vinyl.
Yeah.
I'm into vinyl, and you know, because I grew up with everything from, you know, my mom would listen to Pink Floyd, and you know, and so it went from Pink Floyd and R&B and stuff like that to one day my mom called me up from work, and I was like, "Who is that black woman singing in the background?" And she goes, "That's Madonna."
Oh,
and
yeah.
We didn't know what Madonna looked like before. So, and then, you know, all kinds of music, but
I'm a big Madonna fan. I actually like some of the Madonna stuff that no one else seems to like. Well, I like I like some I like LiZaRD stuff, but I love like when she did on Vogue and all that kind of stuff. But I actually really like bedtime stories.
Yes.
Not many people seem to like that, but I think it has its fans, but I really like that album.
And I liked Erotica. I've seen her four times.
Well.
4 times.
Oh, have you?
Yep.
I feel sad for her because she was growing old gracefully, I thought, at one point, and looking really good for her age. And she married Guy Ritchie, and she came over here, and she was writing books, and I thought, oh, Madonna's really cool. Like, she's not, she's you know, like, she's just growing older gracefully, and as gracefully as you. I say graceful. Well, what I meant was, like, she's not going in and all the plastic surgery and stuff like that. And she did that record, you know, every little thing that you say and do, get up, or whatever it is, you know, when she's like in that gym outfit and like, oh my god, she's like 50 in Lycra, she looks incredible, you know.
Yeah. Oh wait, really... I'm fed up on you.
Yeah.
Waiting for your call when you coming. I'm
fed up. Like proper disco, like house disco record, but cool record, and you know, she was dancing in the video. She's like 50 in Lycra, and she looks incredible. You know, she got like a 70s hairdo. I'm like, yeah, fair play. Like, but now she's just lost the polish. She's gone loopy, and all that surgery. She's destroyed her face. I mean, I feel really sad for her because she was doing it right, and she's the last sort of bits of music she's tried to be like a hip hop R&B artist, or I don't know what she's trying to do, but her whole look and everything is yeah, I feel sad for her. I really do, because she was well, she's one of the greatest female recording artists ever, really, to be fair. But
yeah,
I don't like what she's done to herself.
I've got all the first editions of her 12-inch singles and imports, and her first few albums, and then the one that had the patchouli. She put patchouli had the record pressed in patchouli oil. I used to go nuts, and then I remember staying up late to watch the one in the hotel. What's that one? What's the name of that song? Oh God, not erotica. Come on, chat. Somebody help me. She's in the hotel, and it was on Nightline, and they were saying how controversial it is. And now, when I look at it now, I'm like, that's a walk in the park. Justify My Love. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's a great record. I like that record.
Yeah, thanks.
What she did well was she hooked up with a lot of really good producers. So a lot of her records sound different. Like they sound like of the time. There's a really nice record she made with Massive Attack, who are a Bristol-based trip hop outfit that I'm a massive fan of. If you've never heard Massive Attack, you really should seek out their back catalog, because once you start listening to their stuff, you'll be a fan for life. And she did a beautiful record with Massive Attack. I can't remember what it's called. It was a cover, an old R&B cover. It's just beautiful. Someone in the chat might Google that, Madonna and Massive Attack. Let me know what that tune's called, because it's absolutely incredible. Very subtle.
Ray of Light was good too, Shanti. Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good album. Yeah, that was a good album. So I'm definitely pro Madonna. I'm definitely pro Madonna. I'm pro good music. And
it's hard to find. I don't know. It's the music today. I don't know. It's just not like it used to be.
Definitely,
I don't know.
Isn't.
There's nobody. What happened to people like The Who and Jethro Tull and Pink? What happened to them? Stuff like that, and the pop stuff. Of course, I do like Britney. I do love me some Britney, even though she's crazy. I like her. I like her stuff.
There you go. I Want You. That's check. If you've not heard Madonna, I Want You. It's Madonna and Massive Attack. If you know Massive Attack and you hear that album, you'll definitely hear them. They basically invented trip hop. It's kind of like a slowed down hip hop beat, very bass heavy. That's a beautiful record. I Want You is a really, really well made record. But yeah, I think we don't have albums anymore. That's what's happened. We've become single. Like it's all because it's all streaming. An album used to be an event. You'd buy the album, and bands used to curate an album. It wasn't just making one song. It was about creating 10 or 12 songs that kind of tell a story. It's and sequencing the records in the album was important as well, to take you on a bit of a journey.
And the lyrics in the liner notes, and
and the artwork, yes, and the videos. It was all. Whereas now it's like it's like one-off TikTok records, and and people don't really, because you can't make money making albums. Unfortunately, like the bands have to tour to make money and sell merchandise to make money. That's how they make the money. They don't get any money. Like the money they get from streaming is pitiful. So it's a real shame, because it's killed off a wonderful art form.
And that's why physical media. And then you have to be careful about the physical media to make sure that you get closest to, if you can't get the original release, try to get the second, maybe third release of any form of music or books or whatever, because they're editing everything, and changing everything, that it's unless you listen to it enough to know. But yeah, I love me some Britney. I love me some Toxic and Slave for You. Yeah.
You're not wrong there about releases of albums as well, because they've really got into remastering, and sometimes a band can remaster an album so much that they ruin a record.
Yeah.
So a good example of that is in the UK in the 90s, there was a resurgence of like mod music, like indie music, a huge resurgence. So we had all these bands like Oasis and Blur and
Yes.
Stone Roses and all these bands. And Oasis made this record, their third record. Some say it's their worst album, but I really liked it, called Be Here Now. And the first track, the first single, was called Do You Know What I Mean? And Oasis were really well known for having a really loud live sound. Like when you like just they used to have so many guitars like overlaid on top of each other that it's just a kind of cacophony of guitar sounds. And the first track, Do You Know What I Mean, was just almost like parts of it. If you're an audiophile, it's just amplifiers and guitars and just like a huge noise. And they've remastered it to death now that they've cleaned it up so much. If you listen to there's like 5 versions of it on YouTube, and the latest remastered version is cleaned up so much that it's like actually ruined it. Like I've liked all the dirty sounds, and you could hear all the hissing on the amp, and so it is possible to over master a record. And some bands and record labels get a bit guilty of that.
Yeah, and remember The Cure?
Yeah, I love The Cure.
And then
band.
Oh gosh, what is their name? They did Send Me an Angel to I saw The Cure live.
Did you? Wow, great.
Yes, in Atlanta, in the Omni, which doesn't exist, which used to be behind CNN. There used to be the huge concert hall hotel and then CNN, but they got rid of the Omni. But I saw them at the Omni with my friend, and I mean, you're right. Nothing in pop culture, including music, is an event anymore. There's nothing to look forward to. It's just dump it and go, and done with it. And no real meaning. It's just like you said. Like you said, albums used to tell stories and bring you on an audio journey, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Totally. Hey, Kat.
Hey, Kat. How's it going? The fourth puzzle streamer. There can't be 3 other. I don't even know. I think you and I are the only puzzle streamers on YouTube. Does anybody else do puzzles on YouTube? I've never seen anybody.
Well, I threatened to do one time, but I just...
There you go. There you go. Well, you're automatically ahead of me. So if Kat's first, then you can claim second place.
Nah, I'm not going to end up doing that, because it's like I said to you earlier, it's so much work, and I take my hat off to everyone that streams and puts together things, and because it's a lot of work, and I don't know, it's just too much. But
so we're having a chat. We're talking about music on a good chat. We're talking about music, talking about toys, talking about collecting. I like vinyl as well. I'm a big vinyl fan. I don't buy much vinyl anymore, but back in the late 90s and in the early noughties, particularly in the early noughties, I used to go, me and a friend of mine, we had this little music collective. I'm not going to say the name of it because you'll be able to search it and find stuff. But we had this little music collective, and we used to go DJing in clubs and bars in the north of England. And we had a few residencies. We were resident in a like a wine bar, in a big wine bar in one of the northern cities. And we used to play house music and disco music. And I used to mix record. I used to do like 4-hour sets mixing house and disco. And yeah. And breakbeat, and so I've got loads of vinyl. a lot of dance music, a lot of electronic music, but it's all in storage now. I don't have room for it where I'm unfortunately. And I've got
Yeah,
my old turntables and mixer and everything. And
oh man, I always when I went clubbing, I always made friends with the DJ. And well, I wouldn't say that. The DJ has always made friends with me, because if I couldn't get anybody to dance with me, I would go out on the floor by myself.
yes.
And I would get into it so much that the DJ were like, after the club would close, they're like, you know what, you got some cojones, some balls, you're out there by yourself, but I could feel you, man. I could feel you. You were feeling my set. And I'd be up there for hours, just dancing for hours by myself.
Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. Bless you.
But, and also some of the artists used to start out in clubs. And like Rosella, Losing My Religion, and she just actually had a top 18 hit, Turn on the Lights. And she's in the UK, and she came to Atlanta, and she came to a club, and they gave out her, back then it was a cassette single, and introduced us to her. And she used to do the circuit, and I've communicated with her on my previous Twitter account, because I did a jingle for Susie Radio in Sussex and Surrey. I don't know how far that is from you.
Sussex?
But
Surrey? Yeah, that's down south.
I did a jingle for Susie Radio, SUSYRADIO.com. And because the DJ Paul Gilbert is the DJ, and him and I became really good friends. And I just, for the hell of it, he got me so excited listening to him DJ and play his music. And he had all kinds of, he even had a funny segment called Toilet Tunes, and I asked him off air to explain to me what that was. And he goes, when you sit on the loo and you might have your phone, you put some radio tune on while you're in he said, that's how I came up with Toilet Tune. And he'd give the news. And so he got me inspired. And so I, right before New Year's, I did a jingle and I sent it to him. And he was like, you need to tune in tonight. Do not miss it. It'd probably be at 3-4 o'clock your time, 4:01 p.m. and 25 seconds. He said, just make sure you're there. And I was there, and then all of a sudden I heard, all across the pond, you're listening to Paul Gilbert, Susie Radio, and I spell out the thing.
Is he Indian? Is he Indian?
No. He's very British. And then he used my jingle again for the New Year's show that he did.
Oh, bless.
And everything. And and then you heard me rapping on the song that I rapped.
Yeah,
on.
You were good. Yeah, you did well. You did well.
Yeah. And people just got me inspired to do stuff like that. But nothing's an event. Looking forward to, I would say maybe just action figures are still kind of an event to look forward to, kind of, because you got to wait and about them. So you're like, oh my God, I can't wait for it to come out. But, music and movies, it's just, the fast, easy consumption world that we're in right now. So, but,
yeah, what's the term that's going around at the moment that does is it like immediate satisfaction or immediate
gratification?
Immediate gratification, yeah. People don't want to wait for anything; they want it now, and there's no build up, no anticipation, and then things come and go pretty quickly. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And
no more top. You know what? I used to, when YouTube came on the scene and Top of the Pops came on to the YouTubes, I miss stuff like, you know, they had American Bandstand in America and Soul
Top of the
Train.
Pops. Top of the
But
Pops was
remember Top of
amazing.
the Pops? They
Did you
used to
get
have
that? Did you get Top of the Pops?
on YouTube, yeah.
Top
All
of the
the
Pops.
old shows, all the old shows from Top of the Pops, you can get them on YouTube. And I love that. And there's a singer that I don't know if you heard of her, but I encourage you to look her up. Amanda Wilson. She's a Brit, fabulous voice. She's worked with, I don't know if you ever heard of the Freemasons. They do, you know, the disco albums, dance
Yeah.
disco.
Yeah, no.
And she did you know, Rain Down the Love, and then look her up. She is, I cannot refer her enough. I sent her a letter and I'm like, please come, you know, please come to Atlanta and come to the clubs. Even if it's a gay club, I don't care. Just come over here, you know, let America hear you. And I mean, they don't give us the full worldwide catalog of any artist, nonetheless British artists, unless they're super, super, super famous. But if they're moderately successful to almost that big, they would become that big if they would just let it become global. And I had sent her thing, you know, about, look, you know, do something on iTunes because I love you and your voice, and your music takes me, lifts my spirits and takes me on a journey. And I want everybody to hear it. You know, I listen to more, you know, I watch Eurovision. You know, and I watch, you know, the X Factor in Britain. You know, I watch that because they play it over here on one of the cable channels when they're doing it. And that's where I get most of my music from now, is from those kind of venues. But you know, Top of the Pops, oh my gosh, Top of the Pops. Oh, I love that. And you would know what's going on in the top 10. And then remember Pepsi and Shirley? Heard of it? Remember? You ever heard of Pepsi and Shirley?
Pepsi and Shirley. Ooh.
You should look them up. Oh my gosh. I think you would like them. You know, that's where I found, you know, in Stockwater, Aikman, who
Oh
did.
yeah, I mean that's like classic 80s pop. Yeah, they produced Kylie and all those. You know, yeah. I mean, there was a time where Stock Aitken and Waterman. They're a couple of producers, for those that don't know. They're a couple of British producers. They had a record label called the Hit Factory, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And they just churned out stuff back in the. I mean, they did some good stuff with. But I don't know if you heard of Bananarama.
Yes,
And
yes.
you know, they did some good stuff. I mean, you can tell a Stock Aitken and Waterman track straight away by their classic sound. You know, so yeah. I mean, I miss Top of the Pops. I think we were very lucky. We're very lucky. We still are in the UK, I think, because I think just because where we're geographically, like where we're positioned, like we've got Europe on our doorstep, and we've got because we're in the middle of everything. We tend to get a lot. We tend to get exposed to a lot, you know, stuff from Europe, stuff from Australia, stuff from kind of. So we get a lot of exposure to a lot of different stuff. And but I have found that some of my American friends, you know, particularly missed out on a lot of good music in the 80s and the 90s that was made that wasn't, you know, that didn't cross over into America. Like you said, it's only the big, really big bands that crossed over, but there's a whole plethora of other stuff that just never really crossed over. And it does go both ways, though. To be honest, there is a lot of local American music that you know, like, that we weren't as exposed to. Like I like a lot of the American bluegrass and you know, some of those I call it like Americana. Some of the Americana stuff I'm fascinated with.
Yeah,
you kind of learn, you kind of get introduced to a lot of that stuff from like soundtracks. I find like movie soundtracks and stuff. You're like, oh
yeah, and for me, the DJs in Atlanta, they're the ones that brought Stock Aitken Waterman and all the British artists to the clubs in Atlanta. That's how I knew about all of them. It was because of the DJs, and they used to give me the mixtape from the night. And, you know, and if they forgot to do it, he would always have a rundown of every artist and song and record company. And he would give it to me at the end of the night, you know, when I would show up. And so that's how I started collecting my vinyl.
It's actually so much of our modern music actually does originate in America, and then it evolves and people take it on. And so electronic music, I'm massively into electronic music. I love techno, and there's a big techno scene in Europe. There was in the UK in the 90s and in the noughties, still massive in Germany. But techno actually originated in Detroit. You know, techno's a Detroit techno is very much an American thing, and you find it in old industrial, you know, where the factories are is where you get the techno, and some of my favorite techno artists are actually Detroit techno DJs, like Carl Craig, and and then also I love house music. I really love house music. And we've got a huge house music scene in Europe. Obviously, we've got Ibiza, and we have there's loads of big festivals over here. And house music, in particular, acid house, blew up in England in the 90s, and we had a huge rave scene that was just like crazy. Like I know you guys had one like an EDM scene, but it was like years later. But actually,
much later,
but the original house scene was from Chicago, and it started off in the gay clubs. And then you get Chicago house, and I love Chicago house music so much. There are so many great Chicago-based house DJs that had a massive influence on the electronic scene. So two of the biggest sort of electronic genres, techno and house, came from America, but it's very much underground, you know, over there. Like I find, like, not really, hasn't. I think maybe because England's a smaller country, like the underground would cross over to the mainstream a lot more, whereas Chicago house and Detroit techno are very, like, I don't think there's much crossover into American Billboard charts as much.
Well, and I also think too, Miami's a great scene for house music and all kinds of fusion music, all kinds of cool stuff. But I think it's because I actually worked at a record company before in Atlanta, and you remember the group TLC?
Yes,
I was there.
Yes,
I worked there when they were big, and
that's a great record.
A lot of it, you know, I wanted this one man's job. Let me tell you, Bob, this is all he did for 8 hours a day. He'd have some chick in a skimpy outfit bring him his drink, bring him his lunch and dinner. In between, he'd listen to all people submitting tapes and all kinds of music and music from the current artist roster. And that's all he did. And he looked out across Atlanta because the building was way up high and had beautiful scenery. And he would just sit there all day and listen to music, going yes, no. And he'd throw the tapes or CDs in a pile. That's no, that's no, that's no. This is yes. We walk by. He's like, yo, what you think about this, G? I'm like, you know, I kind of like them. So, you know, maybe we'll give them a shot. And then there was this African-American group called Goody Mop. And I ended up getting my friends. They were real big at one time. My friends ended up designing the clothes for that group. And they did a cassette single for TLC. And it was the fact that they thought, you know, yeah, they can make some money off of dance singles, but they never thought until, you know, way later that dance artists or house music would become, you know, that they could make them as big as, you know, as one of the biggest artists, but in the dance music genre, not just, you know, and let it cross over to the pop music. You know, they thought group, you know, singers like Sylvester and Miguel Brown and stuff like that, that they were in the midline. But, you know, but then Sylvester became so big and crossed over on the pop charts that they couldn't help but push it. But they never thought of capitalizing on the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Josh is here. How you doing, Josh?
Hey, Josh.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. I've got some cousins in Atlanta. You know, we used to get sent stuff from Atlanta. Yeah, we used to get stuff sent over from Atlanta when I was a little kid. So I've kind of got I've got a box of like Atlanta stuff. I've got an Atlanta Braves cap, and I've got some Atlanta Falcons stuff, and
you got any Olympic stuff? I remember when I went to the Olympics. I wasn't there. Yep, in '96, and we heard what happened down the street, but it didn't stop us from going. But we got the little stuffed Izzy doll.
Was there a bomb? Was there a bomb?
Yes, there was. Yes.
Did people die in that? I can't remember.
Some people got hurt. And
what was that? What was that in the end? I can't actually remember. What was the? Was that a crazy guy, or what was that?
It was a crazy guy, but they accused the wrong one, and I can't remember. It's been so long. If they found the one who originally did it, they accused someone else, and the media went after him. But he eventually found out he had nothing to do with it.
Was there? What was the motivation? Just some crazy, or was there? I can't really remember.
I think if I remember, was somebody trying to make a point, crazy, you know, a statement. You know, and stuff like that, because it was really sad. We were so excited that it was coming, you know, to Atlanta and everything, but it didn't dampen the spirits. We still went out there and collected every Olympic thing we could get, you know, our hands on. And
I remember they knocked down the old Brave Stadium, I think, and they built a new baseball stadium that was the Olympic Stadium.
Oh, please, let's not mention that, because, you know, that was upsetting. And they also took down the Olympic torch, and they moved it and cut it down so you can see it from the I-75, I-85, in what they call the interchange, where they both merge when you go through Atlanta. And they took down the damn torch and cut it down and stuck it on the side of the interstate. I was so upset. I was like, oh, geez. You know, we're gonna, you know, it's history. What are you messing with history for? But, you know, I just remember, you know, some good times with that. And, you know, the music scene used to be great down in Atlanta, but everything's just kind of, you know, ugh.
Isn't there, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't there like a massive like regeneration resurgence going on in Atlanta? A lot of tech companies have been
yeah, but you know what I mean? It's not like, you know, you can think about your younger days in the heyday of pop culture and music. It's not like that, you know. It's like,
no.
You know, you're lucky if you find out, you know, you have to know what people to follow to find out what's going down now.
And, no, you know, I didn't mean music wise. I just mean generally. Isn't Atlanta doing quite well now? Or
yeah.
What?
I
heard that there was a lot of like gentrification, a lot of redevelopment going on, and it was.
Like, I mean,
people were moving there, and
there's Ponce de Leon and Piedmont, and one section of Piedmont had all the porn places, and they kicked them all out. And there's some beautiful, beautiful flats or apartments or whatever you call them. There now. They're kicking out all that and, you know, building it up. And yeah, it's massive now. I mean, it really is. It stretches out so far. So many people, you know, there used to be a window of time, you know, you could get on the road and get somewhere real quick. Now it doesn't matter what time, you're going to be stuck somewhere.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah,
you guys over there don't really do public transport, do you? It's all roads and.
Okay, the only time we do, yes, it's always drive, always. The only time you really do it is if you're going to a concert or a ball game,
right?
And you know, or the airport. You know, and the airport's massive. Oh my gosh, it's massive. And boy, if you don't,
Atlanta's one of the big air destinations, isn't it? Particularly for domestic flights in America. It's one of the big hubs, isn't it? I believe.
Yeah, it
and
is.
international. It's one of the big
yes
hubs.
yes
Is it the busiest airport in America, or it might be one of them?
Well, I don't know if they still have the title, but they for many years was the number, you know, the world's most busiest airport, because everybody comes through to connect to go west.
Yeah.
You know, and to the Caribbean and everything. And I remember when I came back from Italy, it was my first time going through the international concourse, and I was like, this looks like a palace. You know, the area you wait before you get on and when you get off, it looks like a palace. I was like, damn, I was like, this is nice. And you know, you had the little Sky Club where you could go get a few toddies and get a few buzzes going on, you know. And I remember meeting the pilot and some of the flight attendants, and they're like, you know, load up on a few toddies and stuff. And, you know, and I got to ride first class. So I was happy, because you know what that meant. She said, why don't you get a few toddies and loosen up a bit, and we'll see you on the plane a little bit later, because we got 10.5-hour direct flight. I was like, yes, I'll load up on some drinky poos. And this one lady kept on thinking I was this celebrity from a comedian show. I don't know why, but she just kept on bothering me and wanted me to sign the magazine. So when the plane finally got to Italy, she bugged me one more time. And I was like, okay, give me the magazine. And I just scribbled shit out of, you know. Oh my God, she made my day. Oh my God.
Josh is really enjoying listening to your voice. It's relaxing. He wants you to read He wants you to read a story.
Once upon a time, there was a gorgeous pink man who had a slight slope of a belly and beautiful blue eyes. He was all but dressed in pink.
And there was a monkey lizard. And there was a monkey lizard.
And there was the monkey lizard who always had to scratch his balls.
Don't get Josh excited. He wants to relax. You're gonna get him het up.
Yeah, you want me to tell you a bedtime story? I'll start from the middle of your crotch, and I'll go up.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'll go up and lick up your happy trail to
your
spot,
God.
to your nipples, to your nipple spotlights, Josh, and I'll circle around them.
All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Jesus.
Then I gently work my way around the crease of your neck and gently nibble at it.
Slick tells me you've done this before.
Yeah, in America it's 1866. You know. Hi, my name's Jeff. I'll be your sex operator tonight. How can I help you? Yes, I'll slowly unbutton your dress and lift up your skirt. Yes, I think
we need to start our own network. Yes, Fabulous says, what the France. You've just joined. Gap and I are planning our own sex network, our own telephone sex network. When you phone through, you can pick. You get some options. Would you like some? Would you like some Southern flavor, like some Atlanta flavor? Would you like an Englishman? Would you like? You get to pick, and yeah, we're gonna make a killing. Would you like a monkey lizard?
Yeah, you want a crazy Cuban female? Dial 9.
We've got a Cuban. We've got somewhere from everywhere. So
we could call it flavors of the world, in and out.
Yes. Flavors of the
Let's
world.
charge $5.95 a minute.
I think you're onto something. To be honest, this could be. We need to get out of the YouTube game, or we could film what we're doing so that we're on. So we're getting a kickback off YouTube as well.
Yeah, and then what they'll see is Salacious with his leg cocked up, with a donut in his hand. No, well, that would be Bob with his legs cocked up on the table phone. On the phone, and he's leaning back in his chair, and he's got his dessert from Chippy, and he's slowly, erotically eating it. And there, Salacious has got a donut.
There you go, folks. There you go.
Wait, Josh, here's my voice. Do you want me to fill that gap for you, baby? You know I can. Yeah. Can you feel it?
Look at this. Call it filling the gap.
Yeah, I can fill your gap, baby. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, hey, doggy.
Look who's just arrived. Arrived.
The doggy has arrived.
This is typical. He's been lurking, listening, and now
he has.
You're getting gaps. You're getting our little boy wonder excited here. Now he's piped up.
Peaky is your little one eye peeking out through the hood. Is it? Yeah, I know it is. Oh God! Don't let me ever be a guest on ASMR. I'd have Darth Vader going down on Leia.
That would be dangerous. I almost dread to ask. That could be dangerous. That could be my. That could. If I'm ever going to exit YouTube, that could be the final show. Really, is MoNKey-LiZaRD Hangout with General Gap. With MoNKey-LiZaRD ASMR, that could be the end of it. Fabulous says he needs a shower now. He's feeling very dirty. So.
Do you want me to soap you up, Fabulous? I'll make sure I clean every crevice for you. Yeah.
Oh no! We don't want to picture that. We don't want to picture that.
Oh my gosh! Doing sex talk is tiring.
Sex talk. What 100 flavors? There's going to be 100 flavors.
Yeah, we'll have 100 flavors.
Welcome to 100 flavors. Press 1 for Atlanta, 2 for London, 3 for your number 1 dogger off the A38 lay-by, 4 for some Utah love with our resident AI bot Rolo. We've got a whole crew. We could go on. If
you want some BDSM bots, please press 10. I mean 10.
For some Cuban strawberries, please press 69. So much. Look, there's. Go on. I don't want to stop you. Go on.
If you like a 3-way, press 7-1.
Oh my God. I have hardly got anything done on this puzzle. To be fair, this is quite a hard one. I have got the bottom row done and some of the top.
Well, you have made progress.
Some progress has been made, but I accept it's been limited in nature. But I'm content, and I'm glad I've done it this way inside the box, because it's going to be easy for me now to pack this up and call it a night, because it has been 1 hour 50 minutes, and I am getting up early tomorrow to meet with David World Toys and to hang out at the Barry Potter Toy Fair in the NEC in good old Birmingham in England. So I am going to bid you a fond farewell. I want to thank General Gap, though, who always entertains It's been a lot of fun hanging out with you, sir.
Well, thank you for having me.
No, you're welcome anytime. And I always like chatting. It's like chatting music as well, and American culture, and it's always fun. Thank you to everybody in the chats. You guys are the MoNKey-LiZaRD army. Rolando, FD, Lego stream. We are doing a Lego stream tomorrow, so I will be definitely coming back for the Lego stream. Hopefully, I'll have some toy goodies to share. But yes, that will be on normal time, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. UK time. It's quite early for you guys on the Eastern Seaboard. That's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. That's over on the other side of the Atlantic. Be safe. And remember, monkey lizards are for life. They are definitely not for spit roasting.
Blobby.
We do need some blobby. We do need some blobby before we go. The question is, would you like 6-inch blobby, 12-inch blobby, or would you like an 18-incher?
I think an 18-incher would do it.
Check this out. It's nice to be